Okay. I gotta talk to you guys about the Thalia Capo. Thalia. Great capos. Gorgeous. Beautiful piece of art right here. I think I got this for like $50 or something on B stock. I got my teacher one too. He adores it. Everyone compliments it. Now this is a great capo. It does what it's supposed to. It capos things like every other capo does. No offense, Talia, but these interchangeable things are barely even needed. This one works for half of my guitars, even though I'm supposed to switch it. Why would I do all the work of switching every single time I switch my guitar? It's obnoxious. But I mean, I appreciate it, but it's not needed. It is nice. I do mine what they call bass style, so I do it like this because I find it easier to move around then. If you have it the other way, I feel like it takes more effort to grab and squeeze, while this side gives you the leverage. You see here, see right there, it kind of gives you the leverage because you get the end of it. And I like that. So it does its job. And then they say when you don't want it and you want your guitar to be open tuning, you just put it on the nut, right? So boom, sits there on the nut. Is it easy to get on there? Yeah, it's not super hard. Is it a little annoying? It's a little annoying. It's harder than putting it on your headstock like you would for a normal capo. Now the thing is, it doesn't look like it's in the way, huh? Well, it is. It is in the flipping way. Okay, there are chords that you try to make sometimes. Like let's say I'm going for like, I don't know, this B7. Okay, now it's not like stopping me from making it, but it's not as comfortable. If I had to do that really quick, it's uncomfortable. It's digging into the corner. This is digging into my hand right now. Like not painfully, but it stopped me being able to play fluently and comfortably, okay? So then I'm like, okay, I'll put it up a little higher. I'll do it like that's about as far as it'll go. Like that. That way it's a little out of the way more, right? Well, that worked pretty well. Well, now I want to make this F7 chord. Okay? Now it's not in the way again, right? It's not super in the way. But it's still in the way. It's still, my hand is still hitting it. I can still feel this piece of equipment on my guitar getting in my way. It's not completely out of the way. So then you go, why don't you just put it on the headstock then? Well, it doesn't go on the headstock. It doesn't close far enough to go on the headstock. It just goes down and comes right off. This is where they messed up. Because this expensive ass piece of equipment right here is super nice. And you don't want to put this on the ground. You don't want to stick this in your pocket. What if you have change in your pocket or your keys or something and it scratches it? This is expensive, like really expensive for a capo. So there's nowhere for you to put it that actually feels comfortable on the guitar. So then you have to, in the middle of, let's say you're doing a set, you got to pull this little baggie out your pocket. You got to stick this thing while talking on the mic or whatever you need to do in between two songs. You got to take a minute out of your time, put this in its little baggie, and then put it in your pocket. And then let's say the next song you need it, you got to pull this thing out of your pocket, pull it out of the baggie, and put it where you need it to go. Okay, you can't leave it on the nut. It stops me multiple times from playing my guitar properly. Can you do it? Yeah, but it's not worth it. It's obnoxious as shit, honestly. Also, they give you all these little different fret pads. I know what they're doing. It's like, it's perfectly made for each guitar. I think there's a 15 or something on here right now. Let me see. Yeah, 15. 15? 15. There's a 15 on here right now, okay? So they have all these different sizes. Well, I use a 15 for like every single one of my guitars. Like, it doesn't even matter what guitar it is. I just use a 15 because what am I going to do? Carry an extra little baggie around with me with all these little things in it and be like, let me open up my little book here and find out exactly what the radius of my neck is, or go on the internet and find the radius of my neck and find the exact one I need and then put it on this thing and then put it on my guitar and then put the fucking thing back in my goddamn pocket because they didn't think to be able to have this close far enough to go on the headstock. Okay, another thing they could have done, right? They could have been like, okay, I see the issue here. What if, with this mechanical system that we have, clickety click click, what if we just had like a little release over here that allowed it to close farther so that it would fit on the headstock. Or maybe a little addition part, like you have all these things you can take off, right? Why can't I have one that can go on my headstock? Which would be annoying, right? That's stupid. This is a dumb design. It's a great design for certain things. Like, let's say you're in the middle of a song, right? And you're like, bam, 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 I'm in, what am I in right now? Like a good old D minor. And then I'm like, you know, it'd be really cool here if I went to C minor. See that? Now that's cool. That's useful. Can you do that with another capo? Yeah, but it's so much harder. This capo does make doing things like that very easy. And that's why I like it. That's why I bought it, actually, because I want to be able to switch keys. Do I ever use it for that? No, I actually don't. It also is just gorgeous. It is beautiful. I mean, it is freaking gorgeous. But that design flaw is so big that I tend not to use this capo. Now, I don't have another capo anymore because I gave my other capo away to one of my students because they needed a capo. And I have this capo, so I don't use it. So now I always have to clean it, first of all, to clean it right after you use it because you can't let it get all grimy because it's so nice. And then you got to put it back in this little package right here. You got to stick it in your pocket. I mean, I don't know if that was even in this video because I've recorded this twice now. But if I didn't talk about that, where I'm like, where do you put this? You can't put it in your pocket. Like, let's say you're in the middle of a set and you take it off and you stick it in your pocket. And you got change your keys and you scratch this thing up. This is $60, $70, $80. You know, they cover mechanical warranties, but they're not going to cover it if you scratch it. You know, they're not going to be like, oh, the shell fell off because your keys scratched it. We're not going to give you another one. Oh, they might, actually. They're very nice. They're very good people. They're very good with their customer service. But either way, it's not under their warranty. So, Thalia Capos. Listen, guys. I've ordered a lot of stuff from you. Well over $200 worth of stuff from you. Because I like your equipment. I like your stuff. I like your craftsmanship and your art. That's why I bought this, because it's art. This is not just a capo. It's a piece of art. It is beautiful, it is gorgeous, and it is amazing. 90% of the time. But where you guys are having us keep these is terrible. It's flippin' awful. It's the dumbest design ever. Make this so that it can go on the headstock out of the way like every other capo in the world does. Well, not really, but most of them. And also, think about how good this would look if you just place that baby right in the middle on top of your guitar like that. It would look so good, you know? Like, think about that. Like, oh, wow, what's at the end of your guitar? Yeah, I mean, you put it here, it looks good also, but then it's in the way, okay? So, guys, this is a shout out to you, Thalia. And if you do this design, you better send me a check. But for real, like, fix this. Fix this. Also, I don't know how you guys didn't notice this. Okay, you guys say you should put the capo on this way. Now you say yeah, I can put it on either way I want, right? You call this treble side. This is like treble side. So then you have to grab the whole thing and move it. I think that's dumb. I think you shouldn't do it this way. I think you should do what you guys call bass side. It's way more comfortable and it looks better because now when you're sitting up here, this is what you look at. You want to look at that or do you want to look at that? Okay? When you have a bass side, this is facing upward, okay, toward you, which is nicer. Look how dumb it looks upside down. Why would you want it like that? On top of it, the leverage is worse. It's harder to move, okay? On top of that, this is dumb. You want to know why? Okay, first of all, let me get that off there. There we go. Look at that. That's so much better, right? But now there's an issue. See, the way that they tell you to put it, when you put it like this, see how it says Thalia on the back of there? See that? Well, wait a second. You can't, because it's upside down, right? The way they tell you to put it means that if you want to show someone it and they have to read the name, you have to do this. It says Thalia. Who designs this? If you make it to be put on like this, have it so the name faces upward when the guitar is sitting down. I had this sitting down, I'm looking at it and said, why is the name upside down? That's the dumbest thing. That's the simplest thing I instantly noticed. Who is your quality checker? Who is your designer? I didn't go to school for this. And I'm telling you now, if you guys hired me, I'd fix like 10 of your issues that you're having. This is insanity. Okay? But nice thing about it is, if you go bass side, the way that honestly you should use the capo, stop listening to them telling you should go treble side. They're insane. It's harder to move. It doesn't look as good like that. It doesn't sit on the guitar as nicely. And guess what? When you have the guitar like this, you see that? It's backwards because I'm using my front camera. But you see that? It says Thalia, and it's right side up when you do it bass side. The way that they say, they don't say you shouldn't do it that way. They just said you should do it treble side. There's not really a difference, technically speaking, for how it grips onto the neck, as far as I can tell. It doesn't make a difference. But, yeah, that's it. This is already 11 minutes. It's not supposed to even be a long video. But I had to say something. It's been driving me crazy. I love this capo, but it is a headache, okay? It is not good for gigs. It's good for looking good at a gig. People are like, oh my god, what a good capo. And then you're like, yeah, give me 5 minutes in between my songs so I can stick it inside of my bag so that it doesn't get scratched. Thalia Capos, your shipping is also terrible. It took, to get this in, month and a half. Okay, it took a month and a half. And I know you guys have a lot of orders and all, but that's so long. It's a long time. It's a long time when I waited like 3 weeks for the capo. You know what? I'm not going to complain about that actually, because the world's crazy right now. If you're getting a lot of orders and you don't have enough workers to fulfill them, I can't be mad at that. So, you know what? Cancel that complaint. The other complaints, though, I fully stand by, and they need to fix them. They need to be fixed like now, because I would get another capo. Actually, you know what you should do? Is you should send me the next prototype that I can check out how good that looks. And I'll tell you what you need to fix on that one, because I'm not even joking. Because your name's upside down. Your capo doesn't go anywhere where it's comfortable for the guitar player to actually play in open position. You have so many of these little friggin' grippy things for like no reason. Because okay, maybe you guys did the science, and that minute change of the radius for that 1 inch was like the perfect tuning. But this doesn't even make sense. Because no matter what, when you capo somewhere on the guitar, it won't be in perfect tune anyway. Because that's not the way instruments are set up. They have to be off a certain degree or sense, because if you don't and you have perfect fifths, like literal perfect, then another key is going to be out of tune and too dissonant, because that's the way instruments work. They have to have a little bit of leeway in order to be able to play in every single key. What does that called? It starts with a T. Bach was the one that helped come up with it for keyboard instruments. I don't know. I'm too tired. God, I really want to know what it is now. It's transpositional or something like that. But yeah, Thalia Capos, please fix this. And please, I ordered another one of these, right, for another guitar. I've ordered 3 of these now. They're very nice. I like them a lot. Plus, the proceeds go to save the bees, which is awesome. You know, so Thalia, great company. Should you buy their capos? Yeah, I would personally say wait for them to be on sale. Also, keep your old capo like I didn't do, because I'm an idiot, so that when you go out to a gig, you know, I think I would still take this, honestly. Just because it looks so good, and I could care less about taking 2 minutes in between and sticking it in my pocket. Because I don't care if people get bored while listening to my music, because I busk, and when you're busking and you're done with the song, people don't really stay around anyway. So, it kind of works out for me. And obviously, I'm not busking now because Corona. So I'm not really doing anything. So it's a great capo. It's cool. It's beautiful. But they gotta fix those issues. You gotta fix them. Get a hold of me, okay? I have Spotify, Depressed Optimist. Message me on Instagram, Depressed Optimist Music, Depressed_Optimist_music. You know, message me on YouTube. I don't care. Leave a comment. Email me. I don't think my email's on there. I'm not gonna put my email on here because I'm gonna get spammed. So yeah, fix your stuff, bro. But good job at the same time. But fix it. But good job.